Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Sunday video. This is Laura Buechler of Inkyfingers Papercrafting, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Nanaimo, BC. July is World Watercolor Month, so I've got a great watercoloring technique to show you, along with some lovely products from the Splendid Day Suite. You'll also need some specialty paper, Vellum Cardstock and Fluid 100 watercolor paper, some strips of designer series paper, and a strip of white cardstock. The Splendid Day Specialty Designer Series paper is absolutely gorgeous, with soft, subtle colors, floral imagery, and stunning foil designs on every sheet. For the watercoloring technique, you'll need some ink refills and some clear blocks. I've chosen 5 colors that match the DSP: Petal Pink, Fresh Freesia, Calypso Coral, Pool Party, and Soft Seafoam. Shake them up and add a drop or two to a block to create your painter's palette. Next, grab your set of water painters. These painters have a fillable water reservoir and a push area on the handle that moves water through the chamber to the brush when you squeeze it. I'm going to start with the wide, flat brush painter and saturate the watercolor painter with lots of water. Now I'll switch to my medium tip brush and start adding some ink. I'll pick up the ink from the block with the brush tip, then brush it onto the watercolor paper. Anytime I want the color to be darker, I can add more ink. When I want to dilute it or to move the color around, I'll squeeze the brush handle to add more water. In between colors, I squeeze the handle to bring water out through the bristles to rinse them off. I'll let the excess water drip onto a paper towel. I'll continue adding more color and blending the colors together. Yeah, my paper looks like a hot mess right now, but I promise it will look cool once it's dry and the colors have set. When you're done, let it dry for a good half an hour or more. Now, through the magic of editing, my paper is good and dry. I'm going to stamp on it with Sahara Sand ink, using stamps from the Splendid Thoughts stamp set. I'm going to use some other stamps to add some color to this scrap piece of white cardstock. Now it's time for die cutting. I'll be cutting out the images I stamped on the watercolor paper, as well as some other die cut shapes that don't have coordinating stamps. I'll cut some additional shapes out of plain white cardstock. And finally, I'll be cutting out from the stamped white cardstock and a vellum circle. I ended up with so many beautiful foliage shapes. Now I'll play around with these shapes, arranging them on the circle, until I figure out how I want the final design to look. Now I'm ready to assemble my card. The shapes that were cut from the watercolored paper are so unique and beautiful. I'm going to stamp the sentiment "Let's Celebrate" on this strip of white cardstock. I'll arrange these DSP strips the way I want them and then trim them to fit. Same with my sentiment piece. I'm going to embellish with an open leaf trinket, which I'll attach with a glue dot. And there's my finished card. Remember that you'll get a chance to win this card when you share the video from my public Facebook page. Leave a comment below to let me know that you've shared, and maybe I'll be sending you this card in the mail.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop me a comment below and let me know what you think. And if there's something specific that you'd like to learn about, just ask. Remember that you can purchase all the products shown on my website, inkyfingers.ca, where you'll also find all the current catalogs, current promotional details, my events calendar, lots of tutorials and videos, and the sign up for my email newsletter. Have a great day, everyone, and happy stamping! Bye!